Hello students, after completing the preparation of carbonyl compounds, next before starting the chemical reactions, we will talk about the nature of carbonyl group. In that part, C double bond O, here it is carbonyl group, maybe aldehyde, maybe ketone. Now, due to resonance stabilization, these pi electrons shift towards more electronegative atom, which is oxygen. O will get minus charge, carbon will get positive. In hybrid form, we can show it also like this, that here partial positive and oxygen partial negative. Now, due to resonance, carbon is becoming electron deficient. Can we say it is acting as an electrophile? Yes. And oxygen getting minus charge, so we can say it is acting as a nucleophile. So here in this part, you can write in your notes while listening to the lecture, carbonyl carbon is electron deficient. It is acting as an electrophile, or you can mention as a Lewis acid. And carbonyl oxygen is acting as a nucleophile. In brackets you can mention as a Lewis base. Then another important point, characteristic reaction of carbonyl compounds is nucleophilic addition. Just like if you remember alkanes, in alkanes it is free radical substitution. Alkenes electrophilic addition, alkynes electrophilic addition, benzene aromatic compounds generally electrophilic aromatic substitution. Now for carbonyl compounds, nucleophilic addition is their characteristic reaction. Now what is nucleophilic addition? That is C double bond O. Oxygen will get minus, carbon becomes electron deficient. We can say carbon gets positive charge, O will get minus charge. Hence nucleophile will add on which carbon? Carbonyl carbon, and electrophile will add on oxygen. So here it is mentioned in a simplified way. Whenever any reagent is given and it is nucleophilic addition, split that reagent into two parts. One becomes anionic part, nucleophile, one becomes electrophilic part. Electrophilic part combines with oxygen and nucleophilic part combines with carbonyl carbon. That is the simplest way you can do in nucleophilic addition reactions. So here oxygen forming bond with electrophile and carbonyl carbon forming bond with nucleophile. Now some factors that affects the rate of reaction. As steric hindrance increases, here if there are more bulky groups, that's why here term is steric hindrance increases, rate of reaction decreases. As electron withdrawing group increases, if we put more withdrawing groups there, the carbon becomes more electron deficient, and when it becomes more electron deficient, faster will be attack of nucleophile. Therefore, as electron withdrawing group increases, ROR increases, or we can say as electron releasing group ERG increases, rate of reaction decreases. Then general reactivity order. This will be very useful if direct question is coming. Among the options you have given aldehyde ketones, then this general reactivity order is very useful. This reactivity order is towards nucleophilic addition reaction. Among them fastest is formaldehyde because there is no crowding, very less crowding, both side H groups are present, right? Then aliphatic aldehydes, where one R group is there. R group means electron releasing part is there. As electron releasing part increases, rate of reaction decreases. That's why general term formaldehyde maximum, then aliphatic aldehyde which contains still one hydrogen, one R. Then remember aromatic aldehyde. Aromatic aldehydes are slower as compared to formaldehyde and aliphatic aldehyde. We know this reactivity and we can explain it how, that in aromatic aldehyde benzene ring is present, and when carbon becomes positive, that benzene ring will delocalize the pi electrons and electron deficiency of carbon decreases. If electron deficiency of carbon decreases, rate of reaction decreases. So this point is important, that aromatic aldehyde is lesser in rate of reactivity towards nucleophilic addition as compared to formaldehyde and aliphatic aldehyde. After aromatic aldehyde, aliphatic ketones. In aliphatic ketones, both side alkyl group, that means steric hindrance increases and electron releasing effect increases. So combiningly we are saying aliphatic ketones, then comes aromatic ketones where both sides even more steric hindrance. It is general reactivity order of carbonyl compounds towards nucleophilic addition. Then another point, as resonance increases, reactivity decreases. Why? I already explained that due to resonance, the carbon which is electron deficient, its electron deficiency not increase, it will decrease. Now first reaction in nucleophilic addition is addition of water. In addition of water, its equilibrium given here, carbonyl compound H2O and oxygen here is labeled, that is O18 is used so that in the product we can check whether O18 is there or not, because by that way we can trace the O18 is adding on carbonyl carbon or not, and it is traced in the final product also, that in this reaction nucleophile will add this O18H will attack there, O minus will take H plus. This O18 will add on the carbonyl carbon. This is hydrate formation, and these hydrates are generally not stable. That's why quickly water eliminates and again carbonyl group is there. And here when H2O releases, it gives some compounds with oxygen which is 18, that is labeled oxygen. Are you getting the point? That here this O18 is traced in carbonyl compound, and that is the way we can go by that nucleophile adding there, hydrate formation. Hydrate is generally not stable, loss of water again giving carbonyl compound. Here we can say one point, that hydrates are generally less stable, but some examples are there where hydrates are also stable, like chloral hydrate CCl3CHO. Generally, if any question is given which hydrates are stable, consider the point that more are the withdrawing groups present, more will be the equilibrium towards hydrate formation. That is why it depends how the four options are given. More withdrawing effects, more will be the stability of hydrate. Some other examples, CF3CHO, ninhydrin, etc. Second reaction is important and it is given in NCERT also, addition of alcohol. Carbonyl compound with alcohol in presence of dry HCl. Dry HCl is used so that this hydrogen will attack on the oxygen, or oxygen gets protonated, and when oxygen gets protonated it becomes plus charge and pi electron shifts towards oxygen, and when pi electron shifts towards oxygen, carbon becomes electron deficient, that means more electrophilic nature, and then nucleophile will add on carbonyl carbon. So we can say that dry HCl is used to protonate oxygen so that carbon becomes more deficient and rate of reaction increases. After that, this will add on the carbonyl carbon, here OR from alcohol, and this O minus will take H plus from diHCl, OH and OR. Carbonyl carbon which is having OR group and OH is an intermediate here which is hemiacetal formed. It is intermediate, further another nucleophilic addition takes place, another nucleophile will add, water eliminates, and we get on the carbonyl carbon 2 OR groups, that is acetal formation. Therefore, addition of alcohol to carbonyl firstly gives intermediate which is hemiacetal, finally goes up to acetal formation, right? Now this reaction will go in backward direction by merely acidic medium hydrolysis. That's why this reaction is important. Why? To protect the carbonyl group. We can use this reaction to protect carbonyl group in other reactions where some other groups are also present, and we want that only other groups will react, not carbonyl group. So therefore, in that case we protect carbonyl group by alcohol in dry HCl. If it is aldehyde, we use alcohol. If it is ketone, then we use diol. Like here it is written, ketones protected with 1,2-diol, and specific example most commonly used is ethylene glycol. In NCERT also you can mark ethylene glycol is 1,2-diol, and ketones react with 1,2-diols to give a cyclic structure which is termed as ketal or cyclic ketal. Other point is this reaction is used to protect the carbonyl group in basic medium like lithium aluminum hydride is given or KMnO4 given in alkaline medium or Grignard reagent is given, and we don't want that C double bond O should not react. Then what we will do, we protect this by treating with alcohol in dry HCl. For example, aldehyde we use alcohol, maybe it is here using CH3OH, we can use any other alcohol in dry HCl. On this carbonyl carbon, finally how many moles will add? Total 2 moles, OCH3, OCH3. It is acetal formation. Getting? Intermediate I am not writing here, it is for the understanding. In exam whenever it comes, we directly write the acetal formation until it is asked. Second is ketone. With ketone we use 1,2-diol. Here it is ethylene glycol used. Firstly, it gets protonated OH and oxygen will attack as nucleophile. OH is there and this OCH2CH2OH will add. This is the hemiacetal or hemiketal formation. Then within the same molecule still one more OH, then that OH will leave as H2O and another attack of nucleophile. Finally we get 2O, just like here 2O, finally same way here 2O, but in this case both are in the same molecule which is ethylene glycol. Here it is cyclic structure formed which is cyclic ketal. From ketones we get cyclic ketal when we treat them with 1,2-diol. Next reaction is addition of HCN, hydrogen cyanide. It is nucleophilic addition. If you remember general reaction E plus Nu minus. E plus will add on or form bond with oxygen and Nu minus will form bond with carbonyl carbon. So here representation is firstly we treat it with NaCN or KCN. I will tell you the reason. General reaction you can also write by HCN. H will add on oxygen and CN will add on carbon. But in actual when this reaction is given, better is it should be given like NaCN or KCN in first step and second step with HCl or simply H plus. Now here carbonyl carbon O minus CN minus will add on the carbon and then after H plus addition OH is formed. This compound generally is named as cyanohydrin or cyanohydrin formation. When carbonyl compound is reacted with hydrogen cyanide, finally it gives cyanohydrin formation which is on carbonyl carbon OH and CN group is present. If we further hydrolyze it, CN group on hydrolysis gives COOH group, that is carboxylic group. It is useful for other chapters also, but cyanohydrin reaction is also very important. Now important points are, if we take pure HCN, the reaction is very slow. Why? Because HCN is a weak electrolyte, so reaction will be very slow. Then what we do, we carry out this reaction in a base catalyzed medium, like we can take NaOH or KOH. In short, it will finally form NaCN or KCN, and CN minus is a strong nucleophile. Now here reaction, ketone is taken, cyanohydrin formation by that way, OH and CN on the same carbon which is carbonyl carbon initially, then hydrolysis is done and CN group forms carboxylic acid. Next reaction is addition of sodium bisulfite or sodium hydrogen sulfide. This reaction is useful. I will tell you why. Firstly understand this, O minus and OSO3 or OSO2H is formed. In short, nucleophilic addition, O minus Na plus and carbon is attacked by the oxygen OSO2H. Then this H plus exchange there, it loses H plus, it gains H plus, it forms OSO2 minus Na plus, and this is a white precipitate or better is a crystalline compound is formed. So in sodium bisulfite addition to carbonyl compound, a white crystalline substance is formed which we can again convert to or resume the carbonyl group by acidic or basic medium hydrolysis. Now what are the use of this reaction? First point, equilibrium is in right hand side direction for aldehydes. That means aldehydes are faster in reactivity, the equilibrium is more towards forward direction, and for most of the ketones the reaction is in the backward direction. Why? Because of the steric crowding or steric repulsion. Mostly ketones will not react, acetone reacts. That is why whenever any question is given that among them how will you separate them. Always go through the options. Acetone is given and another aldehyde is given, then both will react. But if bulky ketones are there, then even pentane threone is given, then this will not react or this will not give sodium bisulfite test. Other point important is this reaction is used for separation and purification of carbonyl compounds. These statements are important. It depends how the question is framed. So we can use this point that sodium bisulfite addition is used for separation and purification of carbonyl compounds, and aldehydes reacts, ketones do not react, acetone reacts, but with bulky crowding this reaction is not possible with the ketones. So these are the two reactions in addition of HCN and addition of NaHSO3. Next reaction is addition of ammonia. In this case, ammonia acts as nucleophile. It will add on the carbonyl carbon. O minus will take H plus NH2 on the same carbon, OH and NH2. Not stable due to LP lone pair repulsions, and elimination takes place. It gives imine C double bond NH. If we have substituted ammonia, like here we are taking RNH2, it will become double bond NR. This is substituted imine formation and it is termed as Schiff's base. Now remember, this is term mentioned in table in NCERT also, that C double bond NH imine, C double bond NR is substituted imine which is Schiff's base. This is addition elimination reaction. Why? Because ammonia adds and then elimination of water takes place. This reaction, that is addition of ammonia, can be used to distinguish, or ammonia can be used to distinguish formaldehyde, acetaldehyde and acetone. Important reaction or information based reaction, acetaldehyde with ammonia finally gives CH2,6N4 hexamethylene tetraamine, which is urotropine. Its structure is that, and this urotropine is used to treat urinary infections. So this is information. Next reaction is addition of ammonia derivatives. Addition of ammonia and then addition of ammonia derivatives. That group can be, we will do several possibilities. Now reaction is similar to previous one, that it will add their OH NHG form, elimination takes place, elimination of water, and it gives C double bond Ng, that is the formation here, C double bond N and G. Now this is again addition elimination reaction, and ammonia derivatives require slightly acidic medium so that oxygen takes H plus and then carbon becomes deficient. So we take slightly acidic medium, and ammonia and its derivatives are weak nucleophiles. That is why also small amount of acid is required. Now in second point, a small amount of acid is added to maintain the pH around 3 to 5. This is the pH range required while we add ammonia and its derivatives. Now here in ammonia derivatives, this table is given in NCERT also. So starting with the first reaction, carbonyl compound with hydroxylamine NH2OH. What is the final reaction? We remove H2O, this oxygen and this hydrogen. That is the way to remember. Otherwise, if you remember, nucleophile will add, it forms OH, NHOH, elimination of water takes place and gives C double bond Ng, and group here is OH. So general reaction, if you understand, it will be very easy to write the product, removal of water, and double bond Ng is formed. G here is OH, there is G, NH2. This compound general termed is oxime. Oximes can participate in geometrical isomerism if these two groups are different. So better is you revise GI conditions, then you will understand oximes can participate in, or these all can participate depending on these two groups. Most commonly oxime questions are asked that how many products or how many oximes are formed. The moment the question is how many products or oximes are formed, consider where geometrical is there, it will give two isomers, syn anti form, or simply we can find by Ez also. Next is with hydrazine, H2 eliminates, C double bond N, NH2 hydrazone is formed. Third, phenylhydrazine, same reaction, H2O remove, C double bond N, G is NHPH. Then phenylhydrazone is formed. Next is very important reaction, just like first one, it is 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazine. 2,4-dinitrophenyl, benzene ring, and hydrazine. H2O release, it forms this compound. Its name is 2,4-dinitrophenylhydrazone. This is important. Why? Because it is also named as 2,4-DNP test. And this reagent, another name is Brady's reagent. Which reagent? Brady's reagent. So it gives yellow precipitate. Most commonly it is given yellow precipitate, but yes, some compounds with orange or some compounds with red solid also formed. So most commonly yellow solid formed or yellow precipitate, but other colors like orange or red is also mentioned in some books. So here you can mention in your notes while listening to the lecture that here note is that this 2,4-DNP test is used as a practical organic test to identify carbonyl compound. Carbonyl means both aldehyde and ketones react with 2,4-DNP to give yellow precipitate. If the sample does not contain carbonyl group, then after treating with 2,4-DNP, no such orange or yellow PPT appears, which indicates carbonyl group is not present. Then we do not test for aldehyde or ketone. To find out whether the given sample contains aldehyde or ketone, we firstly do 2,4-DNP test to mainly confirm whether carbonyl group is present or not. So therefore 2,4-DNP test is used in practical organic chemistry to find out carbonyl group is there or not. Observation, yellow precipitate is there or other colors already I have written here. Next is semicarbazide, again H2O release and it forms C double bond N, then NHCO, NH2. Remember, out of these two NH2 only this will participate or will add on the carbonyl carbon. Why? Because this nitrogen lone pair are in conjugation, that means less nucleophilic as compared to this one. Then reaction with Grignard reagent. Now this reaction already covered in alcohol topic, so if you have not done that part, you can go through the video of the alcohols where reaction of Grignard reagent with aldehydes is there. It is also nucleophilic addition with formaldehyde with RMGX in first step, and then hydrolysis gives primary alcohol. With any other aldehyde, RMGX, second step hydrolysis, secondary alcohol is formed. With ketone, RMGX and tertiary alcohol, it gives RMGX, and second step hydrolysis, it gives tertiary alcohol. So that is the reaction with Grignard. You can try that reaction in rough notebook, already covered in alcohols topic. Now next reaction is reduction using lithium aluminum hydride NaBH4 or catalytic reduction. These are important reactions. Lithium aluminum hydride, strong reducing agent. NaBH4 is milder as compared to lithium aluminum hydride. And third, H2 with nickel, platinum or palladium. It is under catalytic reduction. Now important points are lithium aluminum hydride reduces. You can write in your notebook while listening to the lecture, or maybe you can mention the time where I have given that point, and then you can again go through it and then write it down in your notes. Lithium aluminum hydride reduces almost all functional groups like carbonyl compounds, aldehyde ketone, that means acid halide, carboxylic acid, ester, amide. It reduces almost all functional groups. Double bond and triple bond, it is not easily reduced by lithium aluminum hydride. So in our syllabus we use only in case of cineamyl system, then double bond is reduced. Otherwise generally that example is not there. So lithium aluminum hydride will reduces almost all functional groups. Here we are specifically talking about for carbonyl compound reduction, right? NaBH4 milder reducing agent as compared to LiAlH4, that is lithium aluminum hydride. NaBH4 reduces carbonyl groups, that means aldehyde, ketones, it reduces RCOCl also, it reduces alkyl halide, secondary or tertiary. Remember, mostly carbonyl group and acid halide is reduced by the NaBH4. It will not reduce carboxylic acid, ester, amide and other groups. Okay. Third, catalytic reduction. It also reduces groups like aldehyde, ketone, that is carbonyl. Then it reduces cyanide, it reduces acid halide, it reduces ester, carboxylic acid, but with slight heating is required. In NCERT, heating is not mentioned. If you have gone through alcohol chapter, they have given directly catalytic reduction and reaction is given with ester to form alcohol. Slight heating or heating is required, but if NCERT is not giving, then go through the options and you will understand direct question is given, then reduce by using H2 with platinum, palladium or nickel. Now starting with the example for better understanding, hypothetical example it is which contains aldehyde group, ketone group and ester group and double bond is also present. Now with lithium aluminium hydride, this is the way to write. First step with lithium aluminium hydride and then H2O addition. This is complete way to write. Even if it is written directly LiLH4, we still do the reduction because in options reduction product is given. So this will reduce aldehyde, it will reduce ketone, it will reduce ester. It will not reduce easily double bond. So here aldehyde to primary alcohol, double bond as it is, ketone to secondary alcohol and lithium aluminium hydride will reduce ester like from that point. Are you getting? It will reduce from there. This bond is cleaved, it will give OH and this part gives OH. That means CH2OH and here CH2OH. Second with sodium borohydride, it is milder. It means it will reduce aldehyde, ketone but not ester and it will also not reduce double bond. Here primary alcohol, double bond as it is, ester as it is and secondary alcohol form ketone. Third, catalytic reduction, aldehyde to alcohol, double bond to hydrogenation takes place, single bond, ester to alcohol and then ketone to secondary alcohol. So revise that example because here all the three groups are mentioned and by it is a faster way to understand this reduction reaction. Next reaction is important, which is Clemmensen reduction. In Clemmensen reduction, the reagent we take zinc amalgam, zinc Hg with concentrated HCl. This C double bond O is either from aldehyde or from ketone. This reaction in alkanes topic, preparation of alkane can also be used. This C double bond O finally becomes CH2. That means reduction takes place. So remember, information is important rather its mechanism, that with Clemmensen reduction zinc amalgam HCl C double bond O finally becomes CH2 and if both sides R group it becomes RCH2 R. If it is RCHO it becomes RCH3, right? Important point is in exams it is important that this Clemmensen reduction is not used in presence of, in your notes which you are writing right now you can mention this point. Clemmensen reduction is not used in presence of acid sensitive groups. Why? Because already HCl is present. That is why if any carbonyl compound contains any other groups, like it contains double bond, triple bond, it contains alcoholic group, it contains ether group, then in that case we will not prefer Clemmensen reduction. Why? Because apart from reducing carbonyl carbon, it also reacts with other acid sensitive functional groups. Then next reduction is Wolff-Kishner reduction where we are using alkaline medium. So firstly NH2 simply addition, nucleophilic addition, then treating with alcoholic KOH with glycol, heat. Finally it becomes again CH2. In both these reactions C double bond O of carbonyl finally goes to CH2 formation. That means alkane is formed. Only point is it depends how example is given or how question is framed. If any information is mentioned like in the compound carbonyl group is there, apart from that some other groups are present, then you have to remember these points. Clemenson reduction not suitable with acid sensitive groups, and Wolff-Kishner is not used in presence of base sensitive groups like alkyl halide is present apart from carbonyl, or acid halide or ester group is present, then we do not prefer which reduction? Wolff-Kishner. Example, for this carbonyl compound zinc HgHcl, Clemenson reduction, C double bond O reduced to finally CH2, CH3, CH2, 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 CH3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pentane is formed. If we take Wolff-Kishner reduction, it is again C double bond O2, CH2, CH3, CH2, C double bond O2, CH2, then CH2, CH3 plus N2 evolved. Now next question is important, which is relevant to the above information. From this compound to this compound we have to prepare. Between these two, Clemenson reduction and Wolff-Kishner reduction, which is suitable. Now here C double bond O is reduced by both these reagents to CH2, that means their CH2 is there, but OH is present, and in the final product also it is not affected. That means we will use which point? That alcohol is acid sensitive group. Why? Because alcohol takes H plus, protonation takes plus, water eliminates, carbocation formation, Cl minus can attack, or dehydrohalogenation is, or rather dehydrohalogenation, it is elimination reaction is also possible. So here, due to acid sensitive group present in carbonyl, we are not preferring Clemenson reduction, rather we are preferring Wolff-Kishner reduction. Now next reaction is aldol condensation, a very important name reaction, in which what is the condition? That at least one alpha hydrogen has to be present on aldehyde or ketone. If there is too much crowding, then the reactivity will be very slow. But general condition is aldehyde or ketone which contains at least one alpha hydrogen, they can participate in aldol reaction, and after heating the product is aldol condensation. Now here in this reaction, general reaction, acetaldehyde, carbonyl carbon, adjacent carbon is alpha. Its hydrogen is acidic, slightly acidic. Why? Because C double bond O is electron withdrawing. In dilute alkaline medium, condition is alpha hydrogen, and in dilute alkaline medium it gives aldol reaction. So here how it is forming, it is mechanism written here. How to remember it? 2 moles of aldehyde is taken, then they are combining, these two molecules combine and gives a product which is alpha beta hydroxyaldehyde or beta hydroxy carbonyl compound, which is termed as aldol product. So from this point to this point, this reaction is aldol reaction, and on heating elimination of water takes place. Alpha beta, removal of water, OH from beta, H from alpha, and double bond, and it is alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. This is aldol condensation finally. Till that point aldol reaction, after elimination of water aldol condensation. These common names are important. Acetaldehyde when undergoes reaction in dilute alkaline medium finally gives ketonaldehyde after elimination of water. Now mechanism. Alpha hydrogen is taken by base. What is generated? Nucleophile CH2 minus. This nucleophile will add on another carbonyl group, that is CH2 minus will attack there. It will attack there on this carbon and it forms O minus. This bond is formed. This step is lowest step of the reaction. CH3 CH O minus CH2 CHO. You can directly mention this becomes OH because dilute alkaline medium, dilution means water is present, OH, and then after elimination it forms alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound. Now this is dehydration reaction in next step here, and this dehydration, if you remember in mechanism, it is through E1CB reaction. If you remember the mechanism, otherwise simply we can say dehydration takes place. Next with ketone, acetone. Again here alkaline medium, we can take barium hydroxide also, we can take dilute NaOH, we can take dilute KOH, we can take dilute alkaline medium with ketone, barium hydroxide is mentioned. So here same reaction will go for, here we take 2 moles, 1 mole will form CH2 minus by loss of H plus. This CH2 minus add on another molecule to give ketol. Generally we use the term aldol, but ketol can also be, we can say. So here this is the aldol reaction, and then after dehydration we get mesitile oxide. This is very important reaction and condition that at least one alpha hydrogen should be present on aldehyde or ketone, and in dilute alkaline medium they undergo aldol condensation reaction. Now next reaction is cross aldol condensation. As the name it is given, cross aldol means there we take two different types of carbon compounds, maybe two different aldehydes or two different ketones. Now here example acetaldehyde and it is propanol. They both contain alpha hydrogens. That means we will get mixture of products, and how many? 4. If this compound reacts with itself, we will get self-aldol product. If this compound reacts with itself, we again get self-aldol product. If this compound alpha carbon adds on another carbon, alpha carbon, which becomes minus, if this nucleophile adds on another carbonyl, it gives cross aldol product. And if this alpha carbon, which becomes nucleophile and adds on another carbonyl, this becomes another product which is cross aldol product. So here I am writing the 4 products. When you practice, write down the reaction properly, and then you can try this question. Why? Because mechanism is also important, because for writing alpha hydroxy product you should remember the mechanism. That simple it is. Alpha hydrogen leave, carbon ion form, this will add on another carbonyl carbon and you get beta hydroxy carbonyl compound. After that elimination reaction takes place. But here I have already given heating so that you can directly mention alpha beta unsaturated, that is after dehydrated product. Now here self-aldol products, if it reacts with itself, CH3CH double bond, CH3CH double bond and CH single bond CHO, it is self-aldol from acetaldehyde. Then this compound reacts with itself, CH3CH2CH double bond, CH3CH2CH double bond, and from another alpha carbon it is CH3CHO. Then next is cross aldol product. This cross aldol means CH3CH on this carbon, this alpha carbon is adding CH3CH and then elimination of water, double bond CH3CHO. Other possibility, this CH2 minus add over there, it becomes CH3CH2CH double bond CH3. This is a shortcut also to write the product, direct double bonded product, which is aldol condensation. You will understand it, but firstly I prefer that you write it proper systematically so that you understand, because it is very important reaction. Next reaction, it is aromatic aldehyde with aromatic ketone. Now these are two different carbonyl compounds. It is again in which part? Cross aldol. Here only ketone contains alpha carbon, it becomes CH2 minus, it will add over there, and then after removal of water we get alpha beta unsaturated carbonyl compound, that means PHCH. You can remember it by like here alpha carbon, 2 hydrogens removed and 1 oxygen there, so that H2O removal. If oxygen is removed, carbon contains double bond O. If it is removed, then carbon double bond should be with another carbon, H2O, CH double bond CH, C double bond O, PH. That is the major product, PH, CH double bond CH, C double bond O, PH. Other possibility is there that this will react with itself, but it is due to too much steric repulsion, it is difficult for that to combine with itself, so that's why major product is this one. Another example, It is aromatic aldehyde, benzaldehyde with acetaldehyde. Now here it is possible that it will undergo self-aldol. That is the first product, CH3CH double bond O. If you remove water, double bond O with another acetaldehyde molecule, it forms CH3CH double bond CHCHO. Plus other possibility that this carbon ion add on the aldehyde, which is benzaldehyde, carbonyl carbon, and gives PHCH double bond CHCHO. How to write this double bond O with these two alpha hydrogens? What is formed? PHCH double bond CHCHO. Okay, better is you write for every reaction step by step. This will give you a better understanding. Okay. Next reaction is Cannizzaro reaction. Aldol condensation, if you remember, it's very important. Similarly, next reaction is Cannizzaro reaction. In Cannizzaro reaction, the condition is the aldehyde which do not contain alpha hydrogen in strong alkaline medium with concentrated NaOH or concentrated KOH undergoes a different name reaction, which is a Cannizzaro reaction. If alpha hydrogens are present, dilute medium, it goes for aldol reaction, then aldol condensation, and if there is no alpha hydrogen on aldehyde, then it will undergo Cannizzaro reaction in strong basic medium, and this reaction is a redox reaction. Now here Cr3CHO, that means this aldehyde alpha carbon contains all alkyl groups, that means no alpha hydrogen in concentrated alkaline medium. It finally gives products, one becomes reduced, that is alcohol formed, and one gets oxidized. So Cr3CH2OH is reduced product and Cr3COO minus Na plus is oxidized product. That's why this reaction is a disproportionation reaction. Self-oxidation and self-reduction takes place. So how to write the product in Cannizzaro? Very easy. Alpha hydrogens are not present, strong alkaline medium, then you reduce one towards alcohol and other towards carboxylate salt. If further H3O plus or acidification given, then it forms CH3 or Cr3COO minus H plus, or acid is formed if further H plus is given. Otherwise we form alcohol plus carboxylate salt. Important points: aldehydes that do not contain alpha hydrogen in strong alkaline medium gives Cannizzaro reaction. That means one product goes towards reduction, that is alcohol, other becomes oxidized to carboxylic acid or carboxylate salt. Other important point: redox reaction. Which redox reaction it is? Disproportionation reaction. Then example, firstly HCHO, formaldehyde in strong basic medium undergoes Cannizzaro. One is reduced to alcohol. For aldehyde, that is HCHO, what is the reduced product? CH3OH plus oxidized to carboxylate salt, formate HCO minus Na plus. Then benzaldehyde, same, no alpha hydrogen, one becomes reduced PHCH2OH and other becomes oxidized. There all we are taking 2 moles. Then next reaction, 2 different carbonyl groups and they do not contain alpha hydrogen. That is why this example is of cross Cannizzaro. It is of cross Cannizzaro. Now always remember one thing: when we have 2 different carbonyl groups which are in Cannizzaro reaction, then that carbonyl group will oxidize, which is more reactive in nucleophilic addition. And already at the beginning of chemical reactions we have done reactivity order. So remember that order: when we have 2 different carbonyl groups or aldehydes, more reactive will oxidized, other will be reduced. Now between these two, if you remember, which is more reactive, formaldehyde or benzaldehyde? Yes, it is formaldehyde. That means it will be oxidized and other aldehyde will be reduced. Then fourth example, within the same molecule we have 2 carbonyl groups. One is C double bond O here, other is C double bond O. Now there is no alpha hydrogen. That means it is Cannizzaro. And which Cannizzaro? It is intramolecular Cannizzaro. Now between these 2 carbonyl, it is C double bond O with hydrogen, it is C double bond O with benzene. Which C double bond O is more reactive here? This C double bond O is more reactive here, then this will be oxidized to carboxylate salt, and other C double bond O is reduced to alcohol, which is intramolecular Cannizzaro. Same way here, intramolecular reaction, one will be oxidized, any of them, both are equivalent. This will be suppose oxidized, other will be reduced. So here in Cannizzaro, no alpha H, strong alkaline medium, the given compound we take 2 moles, one becomes oxidized to acid, other will be reduced to alcohol. If there are two different, then more reactive, again I am saying more reactive will be oxidized, less reactive will be reduced. And third category, intramolecular Cannizzaro, then again we will check more reactive oxidized, less reactive will be reduced, and if both are equivalent, then any of them can be oxidized and other will be reduced. Now next reaction is Perkin reaction. As compared to aldol and Cannizzaro, it is less important, but yes, one question is given in NCERT which can be solved by this reaction. In Perkin reaction, we take benzaldehyde with acetic anhydride or any anhydride which contains at least 2 alpha hydrogens. After treating it with the same salt from which anhydride is formed, it is from acetic acid, that's why we take salt of acetic acid, and then in next step hydrolysis is done. Then if you remember, for such compounds we remove H2O, like this double bond O and CH2 will leave, it forms PHCH double bond CH, PHCH double bond CH. This part will cleave like this, and after hydrolysis will give carboxylic acid, CH single bond COH and CH3 COOH. This is Perkin reaction. Then next reaction is electrophilic substitution reaction of benzaldehyde. This group is withdrawing group. It is withdrawing group, and which effect? It is minus M as well as minus I group. And if you remember, deactivating groups are meta directing. It will direct the electrophile. Here electrophile is NO2 plus. It will direct it towards meta position. So electrophilic substitution reaction is at meta position mainly. 15th reaction is haloform reaction. This is important reaction. Why? Because this reaction we use to test methyl ketones, and exact name is iodoform reaction also for testing methyl ketones. So here general reaction, methyl ketone with X2, that can be I2, Br2, Cl2, X2 with NaOH, or other way is NaOX. This finally cleaves this bond. Why? Because alkaline medium, with alkaline medium this will take H plus, it forms CH minus, CH2 minus, then halogen will substitute it, again it will take H plus, again X will attack, again H plus will be taken by base, and all the 3 H will be substituted one by one by halogen. X plus generated, again X plus, because X2 will cleave hydrolytically. After this, due to alkaline medium, it undergoes nucleophilic addition of OH minus, just like Cannizzaro reaction, and when bond is cleaved, it forms RC double bond O OH plus CX3. Why? Because all H substituted by halogen, CX3 minus. Acid gives H plus to CX3 minus and forms haloform CHX3. Important point is that methyl ketones finally gives CHI3 or CHX3. Important is iodoform, that when we take I2 with NaOH, it gives CHI3, which is a yellow precipitate compound, that is iodoform formation, and that is used to test methyl ketones, and some other groups are also possible, like first point, used to test methyl ketones, like this arrangement is present. It is not for acid derivatives, not for carboxylic acid, it is for methyl ketones and some other, like I will mention. If here we write anything, R group, this part finally cleaves, it gives CHI3 iodoform, and this gives salt. Other possibility, methyl secondary alcohols, that means which arrangement? CH3, CHOH and R. Now how it is giving iodoform test? It oxidizes it to next step, that means to this one, CH3 C double bond OR. That is why methyl secondary alcohols can also give this test positive. Another important information is acetaldehyde is only aldehyde which gives this test positive because it is CH3 C double bond O, and acid derivatives will not participate in this test. Another important information, ethanol gives this test also positive. Why? Ethanol oxidizes to acetaldehyde and then acetaldehyde participates in iodoform test. Observation is yellow precipitate of CHI3 formed. Now next is very important test which is Tollens reagent test. In NCERT you will get this in oxidation. These are mild oxidizing agents. Now here in Tollens reagent test, which is very important in terms of distinguishing part, like how you can distinguish these two compounds, one aldehyde, one ketone given, or any other information is given. So we use Tollens test, we use Fehling test, we use iodoform test, we use Benedict test, we can use Schiff's reagent test. So firstly starting with the Tollens test. Reagent is ammonical silver nitrate solution. These are the ways to represent it: AgNO3 plus NH4OH, or other way is AgNH3 twice OH. If on the arrow it is given with carbonyl compound, clearly understand it is Tollens reagent given, and they are mild oxidizing agents. Reaction, firstly here observation, silver or black precipitate appear, that indicates the given compound contains this or it contains aldehyde. Now reaction aldehyde with Tollens reagent, this is a balanced equation given. It forms carboxylate salt, that means it is oxidation of aldehyde to carboxylic acid. By adding water by adding H plus we can form it acid. Most important point is Ag deposition, which is silver precipitate or black PPT also is given, and that is the balanced equation. Important points are all aldehydes, you can write simultaneously all aldehydes, aliphatic as well as aromatic. Both aliphatic as well as aromatic aldehyde gives Tollens test positive. First important point. Second, alpha hydroxy carbonyl, this arrangement alpha hydroxy carbonyl, other term is alpha hydroxy keto, they also give this test positive. Third, formic acid is the only carboxylic acid that gives this test positive. Fourth, ketone does not give, ketones do not participate in Tollens test. So important points are these four for solving the examples. Both aliphatic as well as aromatic gives this test. Alpha hydroxy keto or alpha hydroxy carbonyl compound also gives this test positive. Formic acid is the only carboxylic acid that gives this test positive, and ketone does not give this test positive. Next is Fehling solution test. Now Fehling test consists of two solutions. Fehling solution A, which is aqueous copper sulfate or CuSO4.5H2O. Fehling solution B is sodium potassium tartrate. These solutions are mixed and then reaction is given here. It gives, after the mixing these solutions we get blue color solution, then treating it with aldehyde, again mild oxidizing agent oxidizing aldehyde to carboxylate salt, plus observation is very important, which is red brown precipitate. This red brown precipitate is due to Cu2O formation. Here copper is +2 and this solution after mixing is blue in color. After reaction it becomes it is giving a precipitate, red brown precipitate, which is due to formation of Cu2O. Remember, this reaction is given in NCERT in balanced form. Remember that reaction. Most commonly you use these tests to distinguish aldehyde and ketones. Important point for Fehling test. Firstly, only aliphatic aldehyde give this test, not aromatic. If you remember, in Tollens test it was both. But Fehling solution test, Fehling test is given by only aliphatic aldehydes, not by aromatic. Second point is same like above one. Alpha hydroxy carbonyl will give this test positive. Third point is same. Formic acid is the only carboxylic acid which gives this test positive. Fourth is same. Ketones do not participate in this test. Right? Benedict test is not mentioned in NCERT. If anywhere it is mentioned, use the points just like Fehling solution test. In Benedict also we have two solutions. Solution A, which is that one only, CuSO4.5H2O. Solution B is sodium citrate solution. Ultimately observation is red brown precipitate, and these are the points. 4 points same like Fehling solution test. Then last is Schiff's test, which is observation is pink color reappears or restores with aldehyde. If aldehyde group is present, then pink color of Schiff's reagent reappears, and if ketones are there, they will not give Schiff's reagent test positive. In Schiff's test, what happens? Schiff's reagent, we pass SO2 gas, and the pink color of the dye, which is para rose aniline chloride, although name is not required, but Schiff reagent becomes colorless from pink by passing SO2. When SO2 gases pass, the Schiff's reagent becomes colorless from pink, and then we add few drops of aldehyde and pink color reappears or restores. So that is why this test is given by aldehydes and not by ketones. Okay.